With WrestleMania, sometimes there are amazing moments that give us chills or make us angry, surprised, even cry if that's your thing. Some things we keep to ourselves as a secret, but not today. This is Confessions. Bryson Smith says, I think Charlotte Flair is the most overrated wrestler of all time. She has never impressed me, and her whole gimmick has pretty much been her being Ric Flair's daughter. Yeah, I haven't had a good feel for Charlotte for quite some time. Now, don't get me wrong, WrestleMania against Rhea Ripley, I thought that was probably her best WrestleMania match that she had. None of the feuds have ever really stuck out to me as something really intriguing. I mean, I thought the Rhea, Charlotte, Becky thing, I thought they did a pretty good job there, but only because of the final segment of the car parking lot thing and they were in handcuffs. That was entertaining. But Charlotte has never done it for me either as somebody where I'm like, wow, she's a captivating character with like all this depth. It's just always been woo, Ric Flair's daughter, big time champion. That's the gimmick. Jonathan McCormack says, I think people are overlooking AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. They say that is going to be a mid-match, but I bet they're going to steal the show. They very well could. I am not a Logan Paul fan, and nor am I even really looking forward to this match all that much because the build has been, it's just not a lot. It's not a lot of depth to it. Two guys that are just going to go out and show what they can do. But you know what? With that, they probably put on an excellent match. AJ hasn't always had the best WrestleMania matches, but I definitely see this one probably standing out. Now, what else do you guys want to confess to? WrestleMania X1X is better than WrestleMania X7. The Austin Rock 3 is their best match of the trilogy. Ooh, that is tricky. What do you guys think? Is there, out of the whole Austin Rock trilogy for WrestleMania, we'll put all three of them in there. Which is the best? The first one I don't find to be the best one. The second one, X7, I really liked X7. I really liked 17's match. And then 19 was Austin, in retrospect, was Austin's last match until Kevin Owens. So I really did enjoy it. I'd probably say that 17 is very good. I'd have to go watch them both back because the finish to 17 was meh. The finish to 19 was, I mean, great in that The Rock won. It had a lot of fun in there. It was Hollywood Rock, Austin's last match. They gave him the big ovation. I'd have to go rewatch it, but let me know what you guys think. I might have to actually lean towards 19 being the better of the three. Tim Lowndes says, I absolutely hate it when Triple H or Stephanie or whoever comes out and gets the crowd super hyped just to tell us they broke another gate record, even though it's only because front row seats cost $25,000 per person, nosebleed seats are $400 per person. It's just corporate BS and is more for sponsors than it is for fans. I understand. Okay, I agree. I don't like when they come out and it's the, I like the welcome to WrestleMania, but I know it's the 195 million fans are coming here to see WrestleMania. The internet isn't real, but I am real, so suck it. Like, I get why we don't really care for that because the numbers are whatever. It doesn't matter. And everyone goes, yay, we're here and we're part of the 100,000 people. It is for sponsors. It is a whoop-de-doo. I mean, granted, what are the post-show press conferences about? Triple H sitting there and telling everybody that the internet isn't a real thing and you should just get out of my way and don't listen to anybody, but I'm gonna tell you that this match is great and this is great and this is great because this is what all the online people say, and then they go through the numbers. Yeah, it's just for show, it's for sponsors. I get it. It could be like, hey, you know what? If you didn't do that for 10 minutes, you might have been able to get like SmackDown tag titles on the frickin' card. Javi says, I hate the big sets. I wish they were more like Mania XV at a smaller height, but no longer horizontal, and the logo on top of it would be more open seats for the fans. I know, but they do like giant stadiums now, right? Like, I like the intimacy of some arenas. But you know what? You go back and you watch some things and you're like, you have WrestleMania in a smaller arena, or what is a normal arena now for WrestleMania. It kind of throws you off because we're so used to these giant outdoor stadium shows. Here's what I will confess to you regarding like stadium shows. I don't like the outdoor stadiums. I always groan when it's going to be an outdoor stadium. If they tell me it's in a dome, an enclosed stadium where there's a roof, I get happy. But I get very disgruntled when I find out that WrestleMania is going to be in some big open air stadium because you can never hear the crowd. You can never hear the crowd getting mic'd up enough. And hey, guess what? WWE, if you're listening, you should really consider piping in more of the microphones to gather the fans, because open air stadiums, the sound travels to the top and it's gone. So you can't really feel the reactions of the crowd, other than the first like rows that you come across. You don't see that, and you don't get to have their reaction like from everyone else. You can see and hear the beginning. I don't like it. Carbon Cat says, I want to see Dirty Dom winning the IC championship so that the Judgment Day can finally implode and disband. But they keep talking about new members. Are they going to get a new member in this thing? I hope not. I actually do hope they disband as well. I am with you though. I secretly want Dom to win the IC title. You probably end up having a thing with Finn where they clunk and they split off, but I don't need more Judgment Day. How many years have we had Judgment Day? Since Edge came in with Rhea and Damian Priest till now. We don't need more Judgment Day. They need to change this, move on, or even just be like, hey, it's a loosely affiliated thing. It's not like our focus for this whole group. Shiv Sethi says, Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso was legitimately one of the first Mania matches ever. Number one, obviously, it's Michael Cole. Oh, one of the worst matches ever. You forgot the worst part. Obviously, number one is Michael Cole versus Jerry Lawler. Yeah, that was where Austin was the referee, wasn't he? Jimmy versus Jay was bad. It's like, if you're gonna do the Dave Meltzer star rating, it's like a 1 or a dull. I didn't like the match either. I actually didn't even like the build. If you go back and watch Jimmy Jay build, they didn't do a good job with it. It was very loosely put together. It was kind of rushed. They kind of just relied on the Bloodline saga to anchor it without any new fresh takes or stories with it. They just were going to culminate something very quickly. They could have built it out for months to kind of make fans feel like this is what they were heading towards, but they didn't, and it really was a letdown. That match was just super kicks. It was nothing but clunky super kicks, so hopefully Jay versus Gunther is not super kick party. Sebastian says, I'll admit I was going for Roman Reigns last year until the second I saw Cody Rhodes on my screen in his entrance. The aura made me switch my pick. Yeah, Cody got good aura when he does the entrance. The mask was goofy last year. I will say, you either love the Skeletor mask or you thought it was kind of goofy and silly. I found it silly, but I still enjoyed it. A1D7E says, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar at Mania 31, if not for Seth's heist of the century, would have been in contention for one of the worst Mania events, worst main events ever, and would have been so forgettable. I don't see how they main evented 3 times when only one at 38 was important and memorable because of the unification. Yeah, it's because of Vince. Because that's all Vince wanted. It was the Roman Reigns experiment / the infatuation with Brock Lesnar. For years, we suffered a lot, didn't we? Brock and Roman all the time. And not even WrestleMania. It was all the Saudi shows, cage matches, SummerSlams. They did it so bloody often. It was so exhausting. Yeah, that match, some people really like the match with Seth. And if you don't put Seth into the picture, you have a very hard-hitting match. But I didn't like it. And I'm okay. I don't have to like it. I just found that, I'm like, the build was terrible. I think that's why I focus on it so much. I'm like, meh, it's a meh match, because I'm focusing on the build, which maybe that's the mistake. But the match in a vacuum, it's very hard hitting Brock Lesnar, Roman. But then you have Roman getting beat up all the time, and he's doing the laughing thing. He's laughing off Brock, and Brock hits him harder. It didn't click for me. But I'm probably gonna say it's because of the build. And if you did take Seth away and you have Brock retain, fans would have cheered if it was Brock retaining against Roman at that time, because no one liked Roman. Jody O'Reilly says, I think this year's Mania build gets too much hate. I agree it's not perfect or better than last year, but it still featured great moments like Cena's heel turn, Io's surprise world title win, Punk's favor, Gunther beat down on Jimmy in front of Jay, and even Charlotte Tiffany drama. I think more people will like it in the future when nostalgia hits. I agree. I think that the build has been very middle of the road, very meh. I think that they've had too much time between Chamber and Mania, and I think that's what's hurt it. If we had 3 weeks less of a build, and then I think they could have tightened up the stories a lot more, and there would have been more urgency, and these segments would have happened. Because even Punk, like, I'm really excited for Punk, Seth, Roman, but come on, we did 2 weeks or something of just, I'm gonna do a promo about how we're gonna do another promo next week or on SmackDown in the fall, like on Friday, like, or we're gonna come out next week on Raw, talking about how we're gonna talk about something. That stuff drove me nuts. Or the women's triple threat, redoing the segments with Adam Pearce 3 weeks in a row, it felt like. Dragging. I felt like there was a lot of dragging. Jay and Gunther dragged until they did the beatdown Jimmy angle. So again, if they shaved weeks off, it would have been better. I do believe though that this year's Mania in ring and the stories they could tell and the outcomes, I think will be pretty good just as a fan. And if they do nail those things in ring and the finishes, I think people will talk about it being in a very favorable, a very good WrestleMania, and then they will probably say, oh yeah, the build was a lot better. Remember when this happened? Because we will cherry pick moments. We'll cherry pick the bloody beatdown of Jimmy, Tiffany and Charlotte, and the just disaster segment. We'll cherry pick these moments and then match it up with the match and go, oh yeah, the build was really good, or it wasn't, it was dirt trash. Deluxe says, I hate the WrestleMania 2000 main event. Oh, here we go. I'm going to talk to you in a second here. Wish it would have just been Triple H versus The Rock, and I think it would have been a much better main event instead of the McMahon in each corner. Okay, gotta talk to you about this. I like WrestleMania 2000, but for nostalgia reasons. I was a youngin'. Mania 2000 has a soft spot in my heart. There's some good matches in there, and I remember having the DVD of that and rewatching it a ton, and I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed the Fatal 4-Way. I enjoyed the Fatal 4-Way McMahon in every corner. I think it's absurd now. I don't think it should have worked at all. I 100% agree that Rock and Triple H, in retrospect, as I grew up, like, that should have been the main event. But as a kid, I was just going with the flow of it. I was like, Mick Foley came back. Big Show was in there for no reason. I will say that was ridiculous. They just had Big Show with Shane. Didn't make a lick of sense why Big Show needed to be added in there. Could have been a triple threat, but as the time's gone by and we've heard the interviews and all of that, Triple H versus Rock should have been WrestleMania 2000, and Triple H retained, which was also kind of odd. So yeah, I have a soft spot for it. That's why I feel like I like the main event. I like elimination style match, and that's why I wish the Intercontinental title match at Mania this year was an elimination fatal 4-way, because it adds more drama to it. So WrestleMania 2000 has a caveat for me, I think, now as I think about it and talk about it. I think that because it was an elimination style match, that's what heightened the drama for me and why I really liked it. They all beat up on Big Show. You had Mick Foley and Triple H trying to team up together. You had cool spots in there. But yes, McMahon in every corner doesn't make a lick of sense. And it should have, I'm a huge Triple H fan growing up. He was my guy. And it should have been Triple H versus Rock. I got a couple more for you guys. And if you can do me a favor, hit subscribe, hit the like on this, because it's WrestleMania weekend. We're trying to get to 50,000 subs. We're not going to achieve our goal, but that's okay. You came by, you watched the video. That means a lot. So thank you very much. Dayon says, I'll admit, as a grown 23-year-old man watching Cody win the WWE Championship last year, that moment made me cry, tears of joy. Considering I grew up watching Cody, like lots of us here, seen him evolve, and ever since Legacy, dashing, undashing, even Stardust, and it's definitely inspiring overall him, seen us accomplish his goals on the grand stage. I agree, and you know what? That's where we'll end it today, because I think it was great, and I hope Mania this year does something really, really cool and gives us some really cool finishes. Guys, enjoy WrestleMania weekend. Have a great day. See ya.